Are you? That's it. Teaching us, helping
And they have a much wider mix than
I'm getting ready
we
to
want
start
to
the
do.
MCSE
We
program.
have a very focused.
Oh yeah, as a matter of fact, if they get the hands on it,
They do.
intern technicians,
We know that
we
they
bring in.
can't.
We bring them in as soon as they finish the course.
room like
their
us.
test, yeah. They work. Well, if it makes you feel any better.
Get this lady in red here.
Hi, Diane. Lady in red.
this will be fine.
Ceremony for the Peninsula Workforce Development Center.
The gray one.
Great one, okay. And welcome to the dedication ceremony for the Peninsula Workforce Development Center. Good afternoon, I'm Ron Chapman, Acting Director of the Peninsula Center, and with me today on the platform are Dr. Pippins, President of Thomas Nelson Community College, and Whiting Chisholm, our main speaker. Today we are especially pleased to have members of our legislature here with us. Welcome to Senator Williams, Delegate Harvey Morgan, and Delegate Mary Christian. We're also pleased to have senior representatives of our local municipalities who have worked so hard in our partnership with Thomas Nelson to create this facility. Mayor Joe Spencer, City of Hampton, Randy Hildebrand, Assistant City Manager for the City of Newport News, Rogers Messier, Vice Mayor, City of Nicosia, Sheila Knoll, Chair of the Board of Supervisors from York County, Doug Powell, Assistant Manager for Community Services for James City County. I also want to recognize our business partners who have been very helpful in making this facility become a reality. Many of them have banners displayed around the room here today. In particular, though, I'd like to identify a few groups who have been very helpful in getting this operation up and running. Mr. Lou Vescio is president of ICTS, who is partnering in the setup and the operation of our computer lab. And Malcolm Fortson, director of a training for the Virginia Quality Institute. In addition to providing first-class training services for the businesses here on the peninsula, they have provided much of the labor and support necessary to get this facility up and running. Also in the audience today are regional representative for the State Board of Community Colleges, Marjorie Funk, members of the TNCC local board, and board members from the TNCC Educational Foundation. Today we also have Skip Bell, Deputy Commissioner of the VEC with us. Thank you all for coming. Unfortunately, time doesn't permit me to recognize all the individuals and organizations who have played a role in the establishment of this facility. To the rest of you, all heartfelt thanks. The mission of this center is to increase the economic strength of the region and the standard of living of its inhabitants by providing world-class workforce for its organizations. We seek to ensure to do that with the best possible training and educational solutions and make them available to businesses and organizations throughout the region. And we see it operating as part of a comprehensive workforce development system that involves all aspects of the community in which we live. In this facility, we'll begin developing programs that meet the current needs of business community. Then, when we occupy our permanent facility, we'll be able to hit the ground running with proven programs and lessons learned from this facility. I'd like to now introduce Dr. Pippins, whose vision for workforce development on the peninsula has been a foundation for much of the work done to date. Dr. Pippins.
Maybe I'll carry over this microphone as necessary. Let me start out by saying good afternoon. And I say that on behalf of Thomas Nelson Community College, the Peninsula Workforce Training Providers, and the workforce training community in general. This is a great day for the Virginia Peninsula. Your participation here today demonstrates your commitment to the success of the workforce development system. It shows your support for the Peninsula Workforce Development Center as an anchor, that takes on new meaning today, for what will become the peninsula-wide virtual workforce development system. Now, this has not been an easy task. Collaboration never is. But the Peninsula community has come together, and we have proven that we can work together to bring important programs into being for all of our citizens. For just a few minutes, take a journey with me, and let's take a walk and see how we got here today. The journey began with recognition. This recognition was highlighted by the mayors and chairs through their powerful work, and over the years they sought to determine the priorities on the Virginia Peninsula. Through their work, they determined that the #1 priority was quality of life, and key to that quality of life was workforce development. The mayors and chairs, as always, were on target. The importance of workforce development has become increasingly clear as each day passes. The mayors and chairs, led by then Mayor Jimmy Eason, established a workforce development commission. Commission members, and if you're in the room, please stand. Commission members like Ann Honeycutt, Opal LeMaster, Jack Boyd, and Lori Conan, supported by the fine work of Randy Hildebrand, I know Randy's here, and Mike Monteith, all worked to put a mission in place and to give a direction to workforce development on the peninsula. Major economic development organizations like the Peninsula Now, the then VPEDC, now the Alliance, the Chamber of Commerce, businesses like Siemens, Newport News Shipbuilding, Gateway, Cannon, Virginia, began to focus their support on the development and expansion of this important system. And always somewhere there in the background, there was Joe Frank saying, get it done now, get it done now. The city of Hampton, however, stepped up to the plate and wrote the checks to make today possible. They put in place the supports necessary to fund the design of this building and future buildings. I'd like to have Mayor Joe Spencer and George Wallace please stand at this time. Let's give them a round of applause.
Dr. Curtis Spencer's here today, and Ross Party.
I got it under control, trust me. You're right. We couldn't have done it without you, and I'd like to have the city council members stand up and be recognized also from Hampton, because they took the risk and supported the writing of that check. Would you please stand? permanent facility devoted to workforce development went from idea stage to architect's drawing and to the legislative agenda of Thomas Nelson Community College. This was accomplished with the diligence and hard work of a person I could only call a tough taskmaster. I had to ask George Wallace to have her stop calling me at home. I have to ask Dr. Cheryl Bailey to please stand and be recognized. And I'd like to also recognize my staff, led by Dr. Dolores Henschel, for their fine work. And people who know Doe and Cheryl know what it felt like to be sandwiched between these two powerful women. I must also recognize the work of the major tenants who have come together to create a seamless experience. And if their representatives are here, please stand. The VEC. JTPA, Old Dominion University, and Thomas Nelson Community College again. The Virginia legislature, with the leadership of our delegation, approved the transfer of land to the city of Hampton, approved funding for a 5-year lease with a requirement for matching funds. And I must thank our delegation, led of course by Delegate Diamonstein, but strongly supported by Senator Williams, Delegate Christian, and Delegate Morgan, who are here today. Would they please stand and be recognized? These things don't happen in a vacuum. And again, I gotta thank Cheryl, because she was there all the time moving things forward. Most dramatic, most important, and clearly most impressive is the collaborative work of the localities. And I am proud to say that all 6 localities stepped up to the plate and agreed to a formula to support workforce development on the peninsula. I'll take the risk and call some names again just to give them the special recognition I think they deserve. Mayor Spencer and George Wallace from Hampton. We recognize the members of the City Council. Randy Hildebrand is here representing Newport News. Sheila No and Jim Falk. Jim hasn't had a chance to stand. You want to stand, Jim? Charles Burgess and Roger Messier from Pocosin. Please stand. Doug Powell from James City County. Jack Tuttle from Williamsburg is en route. Again, this is no small accomplishment. This is a peninsula-wide representation. The legislature put in place this year a 20-year lease to support the Workforce Development Center, and I must recognize that delegation again for that hard work. As we move into the future, another workforce development partner, the Peninsula Alliance for Economic Development, has emerged on the scene. We look forward to working with their chairperson, Ann Honeycutt, with their director, Rick Weigel, and with the new vice president for workforce development, Matthew James. Would you please stand and be recognized? Because of the demand for training, we have sought to establish interim centers. Today, we celebrate the opening of the first interim center. And note I say the first because we continue to explore possibilities. Today, however, we celebrate the official opening of the Virginia Peninsula Workforce Development Center. This center is so new that only some of the training has arrived. However, we have begun training and we are on our way. I thank everyone here and many who are not here who made this day possible. Thomas Nelson Community College is the Peninsula's college, and we're proud of our role in establishing this, the Peninsula's Workforce Development Center. We look forward to much success, and we know we can do that working together. Thank you for this great day.
Pippins. And now I'd like to introduce a longtime supporter of Thomas Nelson and an advocate of economic development across the peninsula, Mr. Whiting Chisholm.
Ron Chapman and Dr. Pippins have kind of said everything that I was going to say, so I'm sure you all are a little tired of listening to speeches. There are, though, two significant things that I would like to express to you. One is that economic development is really almost a function of education, training, and more especially retraining. This building today and the new building that will be started hopefully in July or August mean a lot to the employers who are here and hire our folks, our citizens, and the municipalities as well as the state government deserve every credit in the world for the work that they've done to bring this thing together. The second little thing I'd like to say is kind of self-serving. I'm president of the Thomas Nelson Community College Foundation, who shortly will embark on a capital campaign. Half of the money in this capital campaign is to go to furnish, buy equipment, computers, desks, etc. They've really got quite a wish list. The first one I saw was close to $2 million and it's been pared down to about $780,000. But sometime in the next 12 months, the foundation will embark on this capital campaign. And I would like for you all to know that, and I would also like for you to know that when the new building arrives, which is the successor to this building, that it will be a first-class workforce training and retraining facility. And each person in this room deserves a lot of credit and thanks for that effort. And again, the City of Hampton in taking the lead and doing the inducement through their industrial revenue, or their industrial development authority, and the other 5 communities coming together, it is a great thing for the employees of the Virginia Peninsula. I don't have an agenda, so what's next? Thank you.
I'd like to now invite the leaders of our municipalities to join me here on the stage with Dr. Pippins and Ms. Chisholm as we cut the ribbon and dedicate the facility.
Get on the end.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Well, thank you all for participating in our dedication ceremony. If you haven't had a chance to see our facility, I'd encourage you to take a moment before you leave to walk through and see some of the fine equipment and training that we're in the process of putting together. All of us here at the center look forward to serving you in the future. Thank you again for coming. This concludes our ceremony.
We're still in there. Haven't done anything yet.
That's the